Corpus Christi. These are featherweights, a weight limit of 126 pounds. James Leija versus Boyd Gardner. And let's go to ring announcer David Donaldson for the introduction.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, for 6 rounds of featherweight boxing, in the blue corner at 126 pounds, with 12 wins and no defeats, 8 by knockout, wearing the black trunks from out of San Antonio, Texas. Let's welcome Jesse James Leija. Out of the red corner at 125 pounds, with 9 wins and 2 defeats, 5 by knockout, wearing the gold trunks trimmed in red, the Chrome Gym trunks, from out of Detroit, Michigan, let's welcome Boyd Gardner. Santos Romeo, referee.
This fight scheduled for 6, and Boyd Gardner begins the stare down with Jesse James Leija. Leija from San Antonio, Texas. His father is his trainer, and the same is true of Boyd Gardner. Boyd Gardner Sr. is Boyd Gardner's trainer.
You know, this fight should have been done on Father's Day instead of Mother's Day. Ever seen such a profusion of fathers in the corners as we've had in this fight? And a lot of Kronk fighters. This is the 3rd Kronk fighter. First one being hidden, and the other one, Benavides. And now here we are.
Let's see if Boyd Gardner can make it a clean sweep for Emmanuel Stewart in the Kronk Gym. Featherweight's 126 the weight level. Again, the scoring on the 10-point must system. 3 judges, all from Texas. A non-scoring ref. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. No standing 8-count bell saves the fighter only at the end of this fight in the 6th round.
Gardner very light on his feet. He's got it in overdrive there, just floating along. Content to punch. Every once in a while, Leija, known for his aggressiveness, comes forth and punches with both hands. Right now, he hasn't got any opportunity to do that.
Leija undefeated at 12-0 with 8 knockouts. Well, we have seen 2 great fights. Jamal Hinton survived the thumb in the eye to beat a very, very tough Alberto Martinez. That went 10 rounds, and then the dramatic knockout, 34 seconds of the first round, Jesse Benavides over Kelvin Seabrooks. You just saw that one.
Well, Jesse no longer has to prove to anybody that he can punch. He's done it in 2 fights in 2 months. As far as Hinton, he had a difficult test and he passed it. One the thumb in the eye, and the other would be called a squat down. He almost went down, but didn't quite.
Yes, he was tagged in the 2nd and then knocked Alberto Martinez down in the 2nd, thumbed in the 4th, knocked Martinez down in the 4th.
And then Martinez went back to the corner and he said, listen, I tell you what, don't do too much damage. Every time you hurt this guy, he knocks it out. Gardner's usually a brawler. Emmanuel doesn't want him to brawl with Jesse James Leija. He wants him to box more. And that's what he's been doing this first round. Staying away, boxing, just gliding along effortlessly, avoiding a confrontation.
You do see great polished skills out of these Kronk Gym boxers. Emmanuel Stewart and his crew up there are excellent teachers.
Well, that's because I think they have a complete organization. They love boxing. They have good teachers and they have good trainers. And since the days of Tommy Hearns, they've had money to be able to teach them and bring up the fighters well, match them well.
Leija in the black trunks. And Boyd Gardner in the Kronk Gym colors, yellow and red. Final seconds, round 1. It's scheduled for 6.
Boy, the power of Leija's punches.
To the corner with Jesse James Leija. He's called Jesse James Leija because his father's name is Jesse Leija. That's him right to the right there.
Going to water right now. We gotta relax a little bit more. Right there, spin in the bucket. We gotta relax a little bit more, man. Do water. You gotta jab it. We only jab it one time. Everything's I got it. Everything's too wide, Jimmy. Too wide. Okay? You only do get inside and start putting some shots together, you're going to get 2 shots out before he gets 1 out because he's not that fast, okay?
And the corner of Boyd Gardner.
Spit between us right, okay?
Emmanuel Stewart in the ring.
So but you're going to have to put
And
some more
Boyd
shots
Gardner
together.
Sr.
Don't too much respect.
out of the ring.
So you're fighting as if you're scared of him. And the ball is extremely slow.
All right.
And you've had a lot of amateur experience, and you got to take advantage of him. So fight him a little more now, okay? Put them together, get a little respect.
This is round 2, scheduled for 6. Fighters who know absolutely nothing about each other. In the first round was kind of a, let's see what this guy's got. Now we'll see what kind of fight each one of them has.
Well, after that nice little boxing exhibition, Emmanuel Stewart does not get down with it, get down into the real fight. And when he did that, he found a guy that could punch hard in Leija waiting. And in his exchanges, Leija has gotten the best of it right now. He looks very good at punching, does Jesse James Leija.
That right hook landed by Leija on the jaw of Boyd Gardner. An attempt at a wild left uppercut. Misses by Leija.
Kind of uppercut we saw Benavidez land. When those things land, it takes you right out of the ballgame.
Almost out of the ring.
Yes. That'd be interesting to see when Emmanuel Stewart wants him to go back to boxing after this little encounter right here, because it looks like Leija's getting the best of these. Strong, punches very effectively and close. Good punching by Gardner that time, but nothing landed.
Left hook hit him on the chest. Didn't land on the head. Solid exchange in the corner, but either fighter any worse for the wear.
I think Gardner felt some of that body shot and he backed off that corner. A little blood coming now from Leija's nose. Gardner's getting more respect by the minute for Leija's because Leija's landing some hard punches.
Leija already has a little mouse underneath his left eye, too.
And he's got some blood coming out of his nose.
Gardner is unmarked. Stiff jab by Leija.
Yeah, turned his head. Turned Gardner's head. What I like about Leija is he ends up those combinations to the body. That's a sign of a good fighter. This kid is developing into a good fighter. Once you see combinations and they end up in the body with a strong body shot, then you know this kid is learning his lessons well.
Leija is just 23 years old and has just 12 professional fights. Was 27-6 as an amateur. Final seconds of round 2. Again to repeat, it's scheduled for 6. That right just caught the end of his chin.
Castrol, the official sponsor of NBC's boxing tour.
Back in Corpus Christi, Texas, this is Bob Trumpy along with the fight doctor, Ferdy Pacheco, and we have filled your day with fights. We've had 2 junior featherweight fights that were very entertaining. One, a dramatic knockout by the local kid, Jesse Benavidez, and now we have, that's Boyd Gardner, a featherweight at 126 versus Jesse James Leija. This is round 3.
And Jesse James Leija's got a big hand as he went back to his corner. Apparently, he's a favorite here. And I have this fight unofficially even. Gave Gardner the first round, Leija the second. And now let's see what she chooses to do, Gardner. Does he choose to run and pop, or does he choose to get in and fight with Leija?
Leija is from San Antonio, Texas. That left landed by Boyd Gardner right on the cheek of Jesse James Leija. No real damage. Good left hook by Leija.
He's triggering off explosive combinations, not just one punch, but left and then a right immediately thereafter. Gardner keeps switching back and forth, lefty, righty, trying to confuse Leija, who just comes straight ahead. Oh, power in that right hand.
Straight right, really. Stop.
Oh, nice. Dominant power by Leija. It doesn't make any difference whether Gardner is lefty or righty. He's getting pounded when he gets in close to Leija.
Leija has 8 knockouts in his 12 wins.
That's a pretty healthy percentage.
Leija's getting a jab in before Gardner can get his punches off.
And he doesn't neglect the body.
All right, bring it up. No punching. Bring it up.
Little blood from the eye, under the eye of Gardner. Right eye, right under. Gardner's trying to show him all kind of motion and changing from left to right, right to left. And Jesse doesn't pay attention, comes right through.
Referee is Santos Ronhe. He warns Leija to keep his punches up. We are at the end of round 3. Again, it's scheduled for 6.
Let me have the sponge.
Following round 3, we're in the corner of Jesse James Leija.
All they're telling him in a very quiet way is to come ahead, keep punching as hard as you can, and try to cut the distance between you. Of course, that is the one factor that Jesse James has been trying to do is get it very close so that that powerful left and right can be triggered off.
That was Joe Souza who was working on Jesse James Leija. This is round 4.
And now they have sent Boyd Gardner out to brawl. Said, forget the boxing, let's fight.
That's what he's known for most, is being a brawler.
Well, they've turned him loose.
You have Leija ahead.
I do. He is ahead, 29 and 28. They have obviously sent Boyd Gardner out and said, listen, take this guy now. You can't bounce around and win this fight.
Gardner through the first 3 was dancing all over the ring, and now he's standing right there in front of Leija, trying to land the Sunday punch, just like Jesse Benavidez did to beat Kelvin Seabrooks.
But he's standing in front of a cannon, so he's got to be very careful when he throws these punches. He can't just be totally defenseless after he throws a punch. Straight back from the punches.
Oh, that's right. But Gardner right on the chin.
And he went right back to the body in the clinch. Again to the body after a punch to the head. There's the body shot after the head shots. Mark of a good fighter. All of a sudden, there's no more fighting, and all of a sudden, we're back on a bicycle. Leija's was beginning to look like a guy who was invited to the party and found out he had the best suit on in the whole place. I said, oh, you want to be here and fight? Oh, that's what I want to do. Oh, two nice shots by Boyd Gardner.
Oh. That left hook just missed. He hit him with the front of his hand and not his knuckles. Or Leija would have had Gardner down, I do believe.
say one thing about Gardner. He is a brawler. He's been getting hammered. His body shots are really destructive. Leija's body shots are really taking something out of the legs of Boyd Gardner.
Let's go, let him go. No rapid punch. Let's go, bring it.
Jesse James Leija going back to his corner. We'll return to Corpus Christi for round 5.
Left hook right hand is a shot.
After this.
All right. Left hook right hand and straight left.
This is so.
Back at Corpus Christi, that's Jesse James Leija. He began fighting at age 19. His father discouraged him from boxing. Jesse Leija, having been a boxer himself, didn't want his son there, and there's Boyd Gardner, who began his professional career at age 18 back in 1988. He's had just 11 fights. Leija 12.
Yesterday, talking to Emmanuel, he said, you know, the toughest fight we got is for Gardner. He's got a really tough guy ahead of him, and it's proven to be true. Leija's is tough. And, you know, when you're looking at his fight, he looks like one of those fighters from the 40s or 50s, the 50s television fights you used to see. Clean cut, short hair, you know what I mean, black shoes.
Oh, left hook. That was more of a slip.
It was a slip with a punch to induce the slip.
Yes, that's true. Gardner keeps his feet.
Well, he tried to shoe shine. He tried to do something fancy underneath, but that's a trademark of some of the Kronk fighters. They fight so with disregard for the upper body when they go into that shoe shine, and this guy nailed him. I mean, he did not pardon him at all.
Gardner now beginning to show some wear in his legs.
Well, Leija's really punching with devastating effect. And his punches all carry evil intention. I mean, he's not just bipping and bopping. He's trying to go for that knockout when he goes to the head. And when he goes to the body, he wants to rob the legs. Glad he can.
Leija's hitting with some good ones.
He keeps blinking when he gets hit, like trying to shake off the cobwebs. But boy, he's getting wobbled. If one of those right hands lands exactly right.
Left high on the forehead by Leija.
And when they said Gardner was a brawler, they meant a brawler. He is tough. You have to hit him with an axe to get him down.
Charges in there. That left was a slapping left by Leija.
I think Emmanuel better give a scholarship to Jesse James Leija.
Bring him into the Kronk gym, yes.
Bring him in and say, look, you got a scholarship for as long as you want.
Well, it's not that Gardner has not tried everything. He's danced, he's moved, he's turned left and right. Then he tried to stand right in front of Leija. Nothing has worked. He's received the bulk of the punishment.
He is simply in with a better fighter tonight.
That's right. Seemed to stun Gardner again. Final seconds of round 5. This fight is scheduled for 6. Final round between Jesse James Leija and Boyd Gardner. And do you clearly have Jesse James Leija winning this fight?
Clearly, 49-46. I think that means that Boyd Gardner can safely assume that he needs a knockout here to win.
Well, at this point, it doesn't look like he's going out for a knockout.
I think he's going after survival. He wants to go out of this ring under his own power, is what this is.
Either fighter has been down. Overhand right landed by Leija. Leija wants to load up with that right hand. That pawing left out there. Just give me a shot. Just give me a shot, he's asking. Come on.
I'm going to tell you, with good,
Left hook. Very nice punch.
with good management and good choosing good opponents for him, Jesse James Leija could have a future in big-time boxing. How Gardner took that right hand and remained upright, I don't know. He should have gone down from that one.
Gardner has taken some shots in this fight.
He's proven his durability. There's no question about that.
Two left hooks. Another overhand right that went, although not a lot of steam to it.
No, going away as Gardner is. He's throwing it. Look at him bent over.
Yes.
Just trying to get to the point where he can throw that left hook.
He did twice, one landed.
If somebody were to work with him and show him the inside, the magic of the inside uppercut, this guy could be very dangerous. You should look at Carmen Basilio films, who had to master the inside uppercut to take your head off.
We're inside the final minute of this fight, the 6th round. Jesse James Leija in black. He's undefeated at 12-0. Boyd Gardner with the Kronk Gym colors, 9-2.
Well, it appears that Gardner will survive the 6th round, although in a losing cause as far as I can see.
Gardner did survive. We'll come back with a decision, but first, let's go back to Sports Update with Ahmad Rashad.
All right, thanks, Bob. There's still more to come here on Sports World. We'll bring you our conversation with Mets pitcher Frank Viola, and of course, at the top of the hour, we'll have our continuing coverage of the Tour de...
Back at Corpus Christi, Texas, the fight went the distance. Jesse James Leija versus Boyd Gardner. And let's go to ring announcer David Donaldson for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, judges Yates, McCullough, and Amaya scored 60-54, 60-54, 60-54 for a unanimous decision in the blue corner, Leija. Jesse James Leija.
So Jesse James Leija goes to 13-0. Boyd Gardner drops to 9-3. Our fight day is finished here at Corpus Christi, Texas. We'll return for final thoughts, but we throw it back to Sports Update with Ahmad Rashad.